Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, March 29th, 2021. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right here the ES has pulled back a bit from Friday's strong closing finish there. That pullback has come right back to the previous session's midpoint and has bounced as of right now. Again, the strong low that developed Thursday still intact, and this suggests further strength up ahead, which could finally get us into 4,000 for the first time. From the current lows right now, again, we have a low in at 39.2875. The ES has been averaging 54.5 points. So from that low, we could be looking at a push that takes us into 39.80 easily today, which is the previous high there. And we could even see a push beyond that. That takes us beyond 100% of ADR. So right now, again, this current pullback currently being defended for a shot at seeing further strength up ahead. Any failure to hold 39.20 overall could open up more weakness down below. But right now, looking like further strength off of the recent pivot low. If you take a look at the NQ, you see very similar price action where, again, not the strongest low like the ES or the YM or even the Russell 2000, but a decent low here. The pullback was deep the next day that held right at the previous month's low. Very strong finish to that move as well. And right here, again, a pullback to the previous session's midpoint has been defended so far. And based off of this price action off the lows, we may see a move back toward the middle pivot for the month. Maybe even a move that takes us into recent highs at around 13,300. So right now, looking like further strength overall to the upside ahead, especially if price can continue to hold above that Thursday strong low. 2-day highs right now developing at 13K could open up for a continuation to the upside. If we take a look now at crude oil, you'll see here with crude oil back toward 61s again. This market right now developing a very clear pattern at these lows, a compression below the previous month's close price. That compression, if you look at it in a weekly chart, shows quite a bit of a rejection tail that's developed in a very bullish market. So again, with this compression that we've seen here, we could be looking at a big breakout move ahead. If it's to the upside, any push through 62s will open up 64 with a shot to retrade back towards 68. So right now, very clear compression phase. And if we quantify this compression, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's go to a 7-day developing range. Right there. It's at 68% of ADR, so right at the cusp of almost being compressed on a 7-day developing basis. But again, even if we continue to stay in this range, it'll just add to that. But a clear compression here, again, not quite below that 65% threshold, but still very compressed. And even if we were to see expansion out of this phase, nearly 9 points of price action could be seen. So something to keep in mind there with crude oil. Now let's take a look here at gold futures. Gold has continued to trade within that narrow range over the last couple of weeks. We have it at a 10-day plus now range. I'm just going to continue to put it on 10 for right now. Let's see, right there. And in doing that, again, it will quantify the last 10 days of range against the average. And you'll see right here this compression phase right there at 57% of ADR, which is less than that 65% threshold. That tells us that things are super compressed compared to average. Again, one thing that we've talked about is the fact that this thing has been trending lower since the beginning of the year. And if we're finally going to break down out of this area or break out from this area, it likely is to the downside, as the overall trend would likely play out to the downside. So right here, again, getting very close. Any breakthrough 1715 or the previous month's low here. That could open up quite a bit of weakness. The downside target zone would then take us between 1620 and 1650 as the downside target zone. In order for this thing to turn around, 1760 is very important. It needs to be able to push through there and hold. That opens up 1880 and maybe even higher. But again, nothing has demonstrated that this thing can get going to the upside right now. And even after this recent bounce, it's only been able to just kind of go sideways. So again, this week could be the week where we see expansion below 1715, opens up a move into 1620 to 1640. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the week. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.